So as the story goes in Edward Scissorhands, there's something that I felt was very telling. That there's a character in the movie, a female that is religious, and immediately sees his ability, recognizes his ability immediately as a threat, and it's very often, it's not strange to run into, in our common everyday life, to run into those that retreat into the cathedral of religion to protect themselves from reality, whereas someone like Edward Scissorhands is a character, much like James Joyce, that was able to see through the gilded cage of an established knowledge base and feel very comfortable in that nether realm that is neither here nor there, that is neither real nor false, yet more true than the greatest truths we can live by, than the greatest laws we could ever demand to be followed. It's a life liberated when you can see the true informing impulse underneath the outer form. I think a lot of people get caught up in the forms of things and hold fast to the outer forms of things. This is the same thing as judging a book by its cover. And you can always tell just what kind of faith a person has by the response, the stance and posture they take when that dogma is seen through and past. And that's what these type of Edward Scissorhands types see past and see through, and they're very comfortable with it, and they can toy with it and play with it and laugh with it and dance and enjoy life at a depth level that a lot of people feel very threatened by, because it ends up becoming a measuring contest and competition as to who can be happiest with their answers and their gilded cage of knowledge bases. I live within this knowledge, this sphere of knowledge, and so I'm really happy within this sphere of knowledge. So we come into contact with somebody else who seems to be, unencumbered by an established, fixed, and set fast group of rules, and we can feel destabilized. We can feel insecure that, our knowledge base isn't all it's cracked up to be. These characters surface at different points in our life, or for some people, they retreat into their cathedral of religion or their church of science, and that they've built, and try to protect themselves with those walls, those laws. We're all working it out. We're all working it out. So these forms that Edward Scissorhands can see underneath the surface were immediately recognized by those that are religiously holding fast, almost in a death grip. If they don't have this faith, then they must die or something. I have experienced loss of identity, and I have experienced immersing my identity into a form, an established belief structure, and I have had that belief structure shattered and had a crisis in identity multiple times. And the first few times I went through it, boy, but then I really had to lose it all. And then, boom, this big realization. Oh! And this laughter inside this, not crazy laughter, not that crazy cackling, hacking laughter of a maniac, but of somebody who realizes that it's really about joyful participation in this phantasmagoric carnival of forms that are floating about before us and coming and going, and everybody is, humanity is biology, mammals, invertebrates, elements, all these things are playing their part. But humanity is one that can change their roles, shift their behavior, their patterned behavior, trans-evaluate, transform the values, metamorphose them. We can grow and change. Unlike rocks or whales. Have a good night.